Hey, what's up, guys? It's Koku, aka Koku Puff, at Koku Tona as well. I'm Koku Tona with blackfilm.com. I'm here to share with you guys the presser that I was involved in regarding modern love. In this particular presser, I was able to ask questions of Minnie Driver, Sophie Okonedo, and Tobias Menzies, and John Carney, the creator and writer on the show as well. So I just want you guys to listen to some of these questions that I, was able to ask during the presser. And I cannot begin to emphasize enough how important it is that you guys watch this show. It is a beautiful display of what love is about, whether that's a romantic love, a friendship in love, loving a parent, or even loving yourself. It's an incredible show. So I'm really, really happy that season 2 is out, and I would just like to know what you guys think. And this is on Amazon Prime, so let's talk about it, guys. Once again, my name is Koku Tona, Koku Puff with blackfilm.com. Listen to the questions. Hi, Minnie. My name is Koku with blackfilm.com. This particular episode and the show Modern Love in general offers such expanded perspectives on what the meaning of love is. Why was your episode so important for audiences to ruminate?
I think because love isn't easy. I think this idea of we really have of romantic love, that particularly as girls, but boys too, we're raised with this idea of romantic love and boy meets girl when I was a kid, and now person meets person. And that's what love is. It's what you're looking for. But a story that can accommodate the grief of death, the grief of an apparent ending of love, and then the idea that something else can begin. I think it's so important to remember that there are all these different permutations of love for us as human beings, and that we're messy and faulted, but love is this wonderful leveler for all of us and healer.
Koku, back to you.
Hi, Minnie. Koku from blackfilm.com. Every episode of Modern Love can have you in tears because it really does draw upon real emotion, every single episode. Knowing that the inspiration from your episode drew from a true story, as they all do, how emotional is it to become these characters as opposed to those of us watching? We're in tears watching, but you're in it.
Well, there's what's so lovely is that knowing that this is somebody's story. And there's like a reverence and a real connectivity to the story because it's true. And this is somebody's life, and this is someone's story that you're telling. So yes, you're making it up in part, but it's also real. So it definitely deepens the experience, I think, knowing that there's this level of veracity around the story. But, ultimately, I don't know, I'm always happy when I'm on a set making a film or a TV show, but this definitely had an added element of wonder because it was true.
Koku, you're next.
Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. Hi, Sophie and Tobias.
Hi, Koku.
There really is a strong theme of rediscovery in this episode, as you just said. And while it wasn't an easy conclusion, it was one of a definition of true love. Do you think it's better to have experienced true love just for a moment even than no love at all?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. I think that sounds a bit of love and rather than no love sounds much better. Yeah.
All right. And Koku, you can take the next question.
Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. John, hi. Modern Love really pulls a lot of emotion out of the viewer with its various approaches to understanding what love is about. What kind of emotional toll and pressure does that take on you as a writer and director?
I can get my partner to come in and answer that question for you. It's a really, really good question. You do absorb all of those romantic stories when you're in pre-production and shooting these shows, and you do take your work home occasionally. It does make you reflect on who you are and one's own romantic story. It's a really good question, actually, but I feel like it helped me as a creator of this show or as a showrunner. Reading all these stories and working in this format, helps me be grateful for the fact that I have a partner and a family. And sometimes I feel like when I've read 50 of these stories in a week, it's like, I'm glad I'm not looking for anybody right now, because it's like, that is exhausting. And while the ups are very high, the lows are low. And nowadays, I mean, my nieces, you know, my 20-year-old nieces and nephews, and like, when I hear about what they're going through with social media and dating, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that's over. So I definitely do. And then occasionally you're like, oh, I love that song, you know, that feeling of like running down the street to your favorite, you know, Shaka Khan singing I Feel For You, running down the street in the 80s to your girlfriend's house is the most incredible feeling. And we would love to relive those kind of things. And I guess in a way, making this show, one can vicariously relive little romantic episodes, but I've got to keep those things separate. but they do affect, you know, it does affect your life, what you're making.
All right, and we have time for one more question. Koku, you can take the last one.
Hi, Koku at blackfilm.com. John, you've been able to draw top-tier talent to this series who aren't necessarily known for working on television roles. Why is modern love so important and unique in this way?
Well, that's a great question. I think that what's nice about this show is that there's nothing personal if an actor passes on. Like if you write a feature film and an actor passes on it, you're like, oh, you know, it's super personal. And you feel like ripping the script up and like you're done and you want to retire from being a filmmaker. You feel rejected. With this show, it's like, oh, I just didn't feel that one that you sent me, you know, send me another one in season 3, which lots of actors said on 1 and then did work on season 2. It feels like you'll find the right actor for the right job in this show, because it's like a half an hour of time. If the actor is free, she comes and plays in the sand for like a week and a half. It's not a huge amount of money or prestige, but they feel like I connected with that script. I get to work for 2 weeks. It's in and out, and I get to make these cool episodes, and there's no more commitment. That's very attractive, I guess, to some actors in certain phases in their life, you know, in their career, whether they have a window to make something. But we always feel like the right person will find. When we get rejected, we don't get too sad because we're like, that's the wrong person. Let's find the right person.